guys. 2020 was just hard. It was such a hard year. Hi guys, and welcome to today's video. If it's your first time here, hi, welcome. I'm Gaby and I'm here to help you on your journey to a happy life. On today's video, I'm going to be doing my 2020 recap video. Yeah, I just thought that I would make this video going over my 2020 goals, everything that I had written down. I wrote down 10 goals for myself for 2020. So I want to go over what those goals are, have I achieved them, which ones I've achieved and why, and which ones I haven't achieved. Also, I just want to give a recap of everything that occurred in 2020. What are the good things that happened in 2020? What are the bad things that happened in 2020? This is going to be a very real, honest, raw video, so it might be long. I didn't plan much of this video. I hope you can go grab yourself a cup of coffee and come back and watch the video because it might be a long one. Alright, I have my book here. So the very first goal, I had 10 goals in 2020 that I had written out for myself. I didn't plan to write down just 10 goals, it just happened. The first one was that I wanted to draw closer to God and to serve Him wholeheartedly. And I wrote down through home cell, through church, through prayer, through service, and things like that. I read somewhere that a goal that hasn't been written down is just a dream. So I did write down all of my goals because I did really want to achieve my goals. And another thing that I also saw somewhere is that you cannot just write down your goal. That is not enough. You have to break it down into habits that you can track, because habits are what changes our behaviors. So we need to make something a habit, then we will definitely be able to achieve it. So for my first goal, the habits that I wanted to track, I wrote down as reading 1 minute of scripture per day, listen to gospel music and praise and worship at least once per day, and pray at least twice per day. Now, it makes me so sad to have to say that none of these habits for my first goal I achieved successfully. I did not read at least one scripture per day for the whole year. So sometimes I did it on and off. Sometimes I would do it for a week, 2 weeks, and then I would stop again for a few weeks, and then I would start again. So I didn't end up building that habit to become a daily thing. I don't listen to gospel music every single day. I listen to it when I am feeling like I need to connect to God. Then I would listen to my gospel music. Sometimes in the morning on a weekend, I would wake up and I'd put on gospel music, but it wasn't a daily habit, so I didn't achieve that. And pray at least twice a day. It makes me so sad and it breaks my heart to have to say that I didn't even accomplish that goal, because some days I didn't even pray at all. That makes me very sad to have to say out loud. So it is still going to be a goal of mine for 2021 to draw closer to God, to serve Him wholeheartedly. I'm going to try harder this year to actually achieve it, and I'm going to track my habits. I can quickly show you guys that I actually started tracking my habits in February. So as you can see here, it's going to be backwards for you guys, but I basically draw myself a calendar And then at the bottom of the calendar, I have my habits that I want to start. So I have here scripture reading, and then I've got however many days there is in the month. And as you can see, these black ones over here, I have colored in because I did actually do scripture readings on those days. But over here, I have many other empty blocks that I didn't complete. So even in the month of February already, I was failing at my goal. I didn't complete it at all. Similarly, listen to gospel music, I didn't complete that. Praying every day, personal prayer, I didn't complete that. I also had a goal to go to church, obviously every Sunday. I missed one Sunday. I had a goal to go to home cell every week. I did accomplish that goal. Prayer, I wanted to go to corporate prayer every week. I only managed to go once. And then there's family prayer and reading. We didn't do that at all, so that is absolutely empty. I also had a goal of working out. I didn't do that. I had a goal, to pay my tithe. I didn't do that. And I had a goal to have a budget meeting with my husband at least once a week, and I didn't manage to do that. So this is where I can track my habits. So if you have a goal set out for yourself, say for example, you want to work out 3 times a week, then make the blocks for yourself and color in every time you achieve it. That way you can track your habits to see if you will actually be able to reach your goal. So for me, I didn't end up achieving my goal of reading scripture every day, listening to gospel music, and praying at least once a day, you guys. Just because, when we are going through things, sometimes we forget that the number one person that can actually get us through these things is God, and all we need to do is draw closer to Him, but we forget this. I am still human. So yeah, I need to be better with that. The second goal, which kind of goes in line with the first goal, is that I really wanted my whole family to draw closer to God, because I want us to be like a God-fearing family. I want us to sit, every evening and, read a scripture together, do praise and worship together as a family. That was one of my goals, and that was also I also had it in my habit tracker, to pray together as a family, but yeah, as I said, that didn't happen. So that'll still remain one of my goals, and hopefully this year I will be better at actively pursuing this. And the next one I said was I want my whole family to be healthy and fit so that we can take care of our bodies, because our bodies is a temple. So this for me means eating healthy, exercising. Once again, this is not something that I achieved per se, because we do not really eat healthy as a family a lot of the time. A lot of the time we eat whatever is available. So we don't eat a lot of fruits and vegetables, and also we fail at exercising together as a family. Sometimes I would suggest, hey, let's all go for a walk at the beach together, and we'll all get in the car and we'll load up the pram, and then we'll get to the beach and we won't even get out of the car. We'll just end up going for a beach drive instead of a beach walk, which is also fun. But the whole point is that I wanted us to work out together as a family, and that didn't end up working out so well, but it's okay. So yeah, my son plays soccer, but obviously due to COVID, he wasn't able to play soccer, so he can stay fit through playing soccer. My hubby still trains like 2 to 3 times a week in the gym, but I have completely lost motivation to train. I have the deepest desire to go training, but I have this perfect way that I want to do things in my mind, and when it ends up not being like that, then I don't end up doing anything at all. For example, I want to wake up in the morning, I want to put on my shoes, and I want to go walk at the beach. But if I wake up late to go to work, then obviously I'm not going to be able to go walk at the beach. And for me, in my mind, I feel like I want to slowly ease into it. So I want to start by walking every single day, just a 30-minute simple walk. And then I want to slowly increase my speed and pick up running, maybe for 1 to 2 minutes intervals, and do it like that. And for me, if it doesn't happen the way that I think in my mind, then I feel like not motivated to do it at all. It's like I have this perfect way that I want to start my fitness journey, and it's just not happening like that at all. And so then I give up everything. So I need to really rethink this whole fitness journey thing, which is why I need some quiet time and alone time to just sit and reflect and talk to God and trust that He will lead me and guide me so that I can really get started on my own fitness journey. I mean, I've been saying that I'm getting started on my fitness journey, but it always doesn't work out, and I'm so frustrated. I'm getting to that point where I'm really frustrated. Anyways, we'll get into that a little bit later. The fourth thing that I wrote down for myself is I wanted to tithe every month and work towards paying off our debt every month, and to work towards financial freedom. That is the ultimate goal of mine. To be debt free and to be financially independent and financially secure. Also, I want to pay my tithe. I used to pay my tithe, you guys, but life happens and things happen, and I will get into that story about how I stopped, where, when, why I stopped paying my tithe. Now it's just so difficult to start up again because it feels like a lot of money that I need to pay, and it feels like I need that money for like groceries and things, but I don't know, it's just been a struggle for me to really get back into tithing again. I prayed to God and I asked Him to really help me to be able to pay my tithe again. And so I came up with this idea. I said to God, I'm going to start paying my tithe at $100 intervals every single month, increasing my tithe every month by 100, so that I eventually reach my amount that I'm supposed to be tithing, and then I can carry on from there. So I started with $100 in the first month, and then I increased it to $200 in the second month, and then to $300, and now in December I think it was $400. So I need to keep increasing it until I get to my actual amount that I'm supposed to be tithing. So I'm slowly building up to where my tithe is supposed to be. That's what I'm doing for that. Still paying off debt. I'm still not financially independent, so that is still going to be a goal of mine for 2021. All right, number 5. I said I wanted to have a job that I will love and be passionate about and feel fulfilled in. In the beginning of the year, I was very demotivated about my work. I didn't want to go back to work. I just wanted to find a different job. God has a purpose and a plan for each and every one of us. And if His plan is for you to stay in that work, then there's probably a reason why you are in that job. And so I needed to realize this, and I need to find love and passion in my work where I am currently at before God can give me a job that I will actually be passionate about and love and really because you have to find passion in what you are doing right now, and you have to be grateful for what you're doing right now. And it comes back to the scripture, faithful in the least, faithful in the much. Like, how can God trust you to give you a job of your dreams where you will be passionate about it and love it and everything like that, if you cannot even be grateful for the current job that you have right now? So I needed to change my mindset with regards to that. And once I did, you guys, I started enjoying my job so much more. I started loving my job so much more. So yeah, it's all about a mindset change, you guys. I mean, it's good to have goals, but we also need to be grateful for where we are right now when you are setting your goals, and then work towards your goals and trust that God has a plan for you and a purpose and a reason for you to be where you are currently at. So trust in the process, believe in the process, and yeah, God will end up blessing you in the future. All right, so goal number 6 was for my husband. I really wanted him to complete his CPL, which is his commercial pilot license. If you didn't know, my husband is a pilot. He has his private pilot license at the moment, but to get his CPL costs a lot of money, and there was something in the works for him to get a job where he will be able to complete his flight training, but that was going to happen somewhere in March 2020, and then COVID happened, and so that kind of got put on hold. So we're waiting to hear back from that, but I still obviously have that goal. I still want my husband to finish his CPL, but yeah, that one was for my husband. And then number 7 was that I wanted my husband and I to have good job so that we can support our family and, you know, be able to afford a nice home and all the expenses and necessities that we need as a family. So that was goal number 6 and 7. And then goal number 8. I want to lose 30 kilograms. That was my goal number 8, to lose 30 kilograms. Did I achieve that? No, I didn't. And I'll get into probably why not in another video or maybe later in this video. And as I said, a goal needs to have habits that you can work towards and track to be able to see that you will be able to achieve your goals. So that could be, if you have a goal to lose 30 kilograms, you can have like 1 kilogram blocks, and then you color in a block every time you lose 1 kilogram until you reach your goal. That is how you could track that goal. But also you could have blocks for exercising 3 times a week, and then you color in your blocks like I mentioned before. You could have blocks for eating healthy every week, or cutting out you know, whatever food that you think you're eating too much of, whether that's sugar or cool drinks or whatever. So I didn't achieve that goal, and that is going to be another goal of mine in 2021. But as I said, I'm going to rethink it a little bit. I'm going to change it a little bit and see how I can make it smaller, more measurable, realistic, achievable, and all of those things. My number 9th goal was I wanted my take-home pay for 2020 to be 20,000 Namibian dollars. That was my goal. So in the beginning of 2020, I was like, I'm gonna look for a job that's gonna, my take-home pay is gonna be 20,000. You know, after tax, after medical aid, whatever comes into my bank account was going to be 20,000, and with that we can, you know, either rent a home or buy a home and do all of the things that we need to do, want to do, blah blah blah. Did I achieve that goal? No, I did not achieve that goal. I think that one was like, I don't know, maybe a little bit wishy-washy, maybe. Anyway, I wouldn't say far-fetched because nothing is impossible. And you know, what do they say? Aim for the stars, shoot for the moon, right? Something like that. So that didn't happen in 2020. So that's probably still going to be a goal of mine. And then my 10th goal was, I actually broke down the 20,000, how I wanted it to be divided amongst housing and utilities, transport, loans and debt payment, for my son JP, for Willow, household and food, and for miscellaneous items. So like I broke down how much I wanted to have available from my salary for each one of those things. And did that happen? No, that didn't happen. So those are my 10 goals that I had for 2020. And yeah, 2020 was a rough year. I mean, if you look at my goals that I had written down, none of them, I didn't achieve any one of these goals that I had written down. None of them. Which is very embarrassing to admit and very sad. And yeah. Even though I didn't achieve those goals in 2020, I am still going to shoot for some of them. Some of them, they're going to stay exactly the same. Some of them, I'm going to be changing a little bit, which if you want to see my 2021 goals video and how I set my goals and how I plan to achieve them, then please make sure to subscribe to my channel and yeah, look out for that video because it will be coming soon, very early in January. Oh, you guys, 2020 was just hard. It was such a hard year, and it is so embarrassing to admit, you guys. I had 10 goals for 2020 and I didn't even achieve one of them, not one of them. I really need to rethink how I'm going to be setting my goals for 2021, so I don't know. It makes me kind of sad thinking about this, and I don't even want to film this video anymore. let's go over my 2020 recap. What happened this year? So in January 2020, obviously I had a 3-month-old baby because Willow was born in 2019. And yeah, so that was really awesome that we went into 2020 with a new baby girl. She was beautiful. She was the sweetest baby. She was the easiest baby. Yeah, she didn't give us a lot of trouble. She was the healthiest baby. Just funny story about that. I'm not saying that I'm special or anything, but I feel like God heard my prayers and he answered my prayers for baby Willow, because when I was pregnant with baby Willow, I was alone through my entire pregnancy. And what I mean by that is my husband wasn't here. He was in South Africa. So I was alone, and every morning when I would drive to work, I would be alone in my car after dropping off JP at school. I would drive to work and I would pray for Willow because I was uncomfortable and I wasn't feeling well, and I had a few pregnancy complications. Nothing serious, nothing major, but I wasn't feeling well. I had morning sickness almost up to 6 months pregnant, 8 months pregnant even. I was really uncomfortable. I gained so much weight. Anyway, every single morning when I would drive to work, I would pray. I would pray for baby Willow. I would pray that she's a healthy baby. I would pray for her future husband. I would pray that she's a God-fearing woman. She grows up to be a God-fearing woman. Her husband is a God-fearing man. Together there will be a God-fearing family. I would pray for her health and her safety, her future, her education. I would pray that she's a smart girl. I would pray, that she's healthy, a strong baby, beautiful. I'd pray every single day. And after I pray, I would just believe it. So even though I had experienced complications and a difficult pregnancy to some degree, I didn't care because I knew the baby inside was fine, because she is a child of God and she has been preordained. Her life has been planned by God, and God planned for her to be there, so she will be healthy and she will be happy. So I wasn't scared that something was going to be wrong with my baby. I always had faith that she would be fine, because I prayed every single day for her. So yeah, beautiful baby girl. We entered 2020. In February 2020, I actually got a promotion. Now, because I knew I was going to get this promotion at the beginning of February, I had written out my calendar, I had written down my habits, I started tracking my habits, and I'm in this same job, new responsibilities, more responsibilities, and sort of a promotion. So I thought, hey, I'm so excited. I'm going to get this promotion. My salary is going to increase. And remember the goal that I had set myself for my take-home pay? At the middle of February, they sent me the offer that they were going to give me with this new promotion. And you guys, I was so disappointed. It was nothing what I had expected. In fact, it was only very little more than what I was currently getting. And when I got my first paycheck in the new position, I was depressed and sad because my salary was only something like $200 or $300 more than what I was getting before. I was literally depressed. That is probably why I stopped tracking my habits. That is probably why I gave up on most of the things, because I was like, wow, here I thought exciting new promotional position, and I'm gonna get my goals. I'm gonna get this, and I'm gonna be able to pay off my debt, and I'm gonna be able to live and buy the things that we need. And here the news comes and it's like $200, $300 more. I was literally sad and depressed, and I wanted to give up on all my goals. And you guys, I was sad and depressed for a very long time. I didn't want that job. I wanted to leave. I was trying so hard to look for something else. I was going through life depressed and just existing. So yeah, that's kind of one of the reasons why I had stopped tracking, fallen off the wagon. In April, May, I kind of started up again. I think, I got new motivation. I changed, renewed my mindset. So I started again. I didn't track anything for March. I think in March, middle February to March, I was just depressed, even up to almost end of April. Then I started tracking on the 19th of April. I started again, and I made like a calendar for April, May, and June. So this was 19th of April all the way up until the first week in June. I started tracking my habits here again. This time I didn't color in. I ticked off quite a few. I think, yeah, this was also around about the time that I was released to be a home cell leader. So I knew, like, if I'm going to be a home cell leader, I need to practice what I preach, and I need to have a renewed mindset. So I think that's what was happening around this time. So I thought, you know what, I can't be depressed. You know, God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of peace, love, and a sound mind. So, you know, I can't be depressed. I need to be up my A game. So I started tracking my habits again. Also, you guys, I know what happened here. I went to therapy. I went to therapy in March and April because, like I said, I was depressed. And my therapist gave me homework. She gave me homework, and she said I need to start a gratitude journal. So every day I need to wake up and I need to write down 3 things that I'm grateful for. So other than church, home cell, you know, things like that I had my goals for previously, I added on top gratitude. And every day I wrote down the things that I'm grateful for, and I'm gonna read you some of them. So the first day, I think it was like, you know, after my therapy, immediately I started practicing this. You guys, that is why therapy is so good. Doesn't mean if you're a Christian, you cannot get depressed. Doesn't mean if you're a Christian, you don't need a therapist because you've got God. No. You guys, that is another topic for another day, but I went to therapy, she gave me homework, and I started practicing this, but also I stopped somewhere. Okay, so I wrote down the first day that I'm grateful for my husband, I'm grateful for the church, and I'm grateful for my 2 kids. On the second day, I wrote down, I'm grateful that we have a home, I'm grateful that we are healthy, I'm grateful that we have food to eat. On the next day, I said I'm grateful that baby Willow is happy and healthy. I'm grateful that my husband gives me a lot of massages, and I'm grateful for my job. You guys, it was hard for me to be grateful for my job because I had this idea that I needed to have a take-home pay of $20,000 for me to be grateful for my job. And so it was hard for me to say that I'm grateful for my job. It was really hard because I'm not kidding you guys, I was depressed. It was work for me to write down this gratitude journal. So yeah, anyways, those are just, you know, some of the things that I wrote down that I was grateful for. I was really trying to change my mindset, be proactive about it. But you guys, not my parents knew, my family didn't know, it was just my husband that knew, and I was literally depressed. Obviously around family and friends I would smile, I would be happy, I would laugh, but inside I was just dead, and I was just existing. And at home when I was alone with my husband, I was just there. I wasn't really in the moment, but I was just like existing. I would just go to work and just do what I had to do. I was like a zombie. But yeah, thinking about this like in the past tense, you guys, but I am not yet completely healed. I'm still going through a lot. I'm still going through depression. It's hard for me to admit because you might not see it on the outside. You might not see it in my videos. You might not see it when you see me in person, but I'm really trying hard not to show it. And yeah, I should probably go back to therapy again in 2021. But so yeah, I just wanted to show you guys that I started tracking my habits, and I tried again. I failed in February, but I tried to pick it up again in April, May, and June, and it ended up not working out. Something that I briefly mentioned is I also became a home cell leader. Now, if you don't know what home cell is, it's basically where we as a church get together in smaller groups and discuss the word that the pastor shared on Sunday, and we talk to each other and we read Bible scriptures and we praise and worship and pray for each other and things like that. And now I became a home cell leader in 2020. I also became a home cell leader like I think 2 weeks before the lockdown started, 2 weeks before we weren't allowed to come together at all in small groups anymore. So yeah, it was kind of, first of all, I was dealing with depression. Secondly, COVID happened and the lockdown happened. So that combined was probably the reason why I ended up, stepping down as a home cell leader, because I was dealing with a lot of personal issues, as well as, COVID happened, which brought distance, which I can talk more about in a different video, as well as Christianity, mental health, and therapy is also something that I want to talk about in a different video. But my friend, her name is Ndape. She has a YouTube channel and she speaks a lot about mental health, and she's got a lot of resources linked on her channel. She has a blog as well. So I will make sure to link her channel below, because she talks a lot about mental health and things like that. I did get to go for training in Windhoek, which was really awesome, and the training did me so good. It just gave me new motivation for my work, new excitement for my work. So yeah, it was like a training workshop. I got to go twice. So one was for the engineering side and one was for the chemical side, which was really awesome. I really enjoyed it. That was very good for me. So that is something good and positive that happened in 2020. We did move to a bigger house in 2020, which is also something good and positive that happened. I did manage to pay off 7 of my smaller debts, my smaller medical aid debts that came due to bills that the medical aid ended up not paying. So I did manage to pay off 7 of those. I did start my YouTube channel in 2020, which is something really exciting that happened in 2020. So yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a lot more things that happened in 2020. These are just the things that I could quickly think of. As I said, I didn't really plan this video. I didn't write down a lot of things. I didn't have the time to sit down and really reflect and look at everything. In 2021, I plan to be more proactive about writing things down, noting down dates, noting down important events, just so that you can really sit and reflect and be grateful for the things that happened, and reflect on the bad things that happened, and try to learn from them and move forward with them. So thank you so much for watching this 2020 recap video. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed to my channel, who watches my videos, who leaves me a comment. I really appreciate you guys so much. Please make sure to come back for the 2021 goals video. Thank you so much again for watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you guys again in the next one. Bye!